When there is a crucial NFC West showdown on CBS, loaded with playoff implications, we bring in our guy with all the answers, Nate's Burleson. For a little...
Who's got the edge?
Let's go! Let's do this! Let's go! I can't wait for this game. Brock's fire. You fired up? Ooh! Okay! Start the quarterbacks. Geno Smith versus Kyler Murray. Who's got the edge?
Who's got the edge? I'm going with Geno Smith. Now, I know the interceptions are a concern, so those early game interceptions he has to take care of. But Geno's 5-0 against the Cardinals. We know he can grip it and rip it. You look at the numbers, he's going to throw the ball all over the place. But the emergence of some of his wide receiver play, and we'll talk about that when we match up these wide receivers. But I'm going with Geno. He's been playing well against the Cardinals, and that will continue.
Yeah, and I also think it's going to be Geno Smith. And if it does come down to one of these 2-minute situation games, there aren't many people I trust more than Geno Smith to go out there and blindly start chucking that thing around. One thing Geno Smith has done a great job this year, utilizing his legs. So in addition to just be a great natural thrower of football, Geno Smith is a threat to run it as well. Geno's got the edge.
I agree with you in that Geno makes do with his legs. He's still been sacked 40 times. Kyler's been sacked 21 times. He should have been sacked 40, but he's just a little more mobile. It's not an indictment on Geno. I have no trust in either offensive line, so I'm taking the more elusive guy. Give me Kyler.
I love this matchup. I love the answers. This is going to be unbelievable. Running back position. Now, Kenneth Walker is out today, so let's factor that in. Zach Charbonnet could play. The Cardinals don't necessarily stop the run. James Conner is amazing. Who's got the edge?
Who's got the edge? Listen, I love Kenneth Walker, but him being out, that does change things. When it comes to James Conner, one of my favorite players and favorite stories in the NFL, but he leads the league in broken tackles. So this guy, after contact, he's going to get busy. So I'm going with James Conner and the Cardinals when it comes to the running game. And like Brock is saying, you also have Kyler Murray, who is also a running back at the quarterback position.
Perfectly put. And even with Kenneth Walker in there, despite the 3-game win streak, the run game has not quite been there for Seattle. They've had a running back crack the 50-yard rush mark just once. If I have to take one running back with the game on the line in this game, no questions, James Conner, so that's what I'm rolling.
Hey, I like a nice glass of Charbonnet.
Oh, I do too.
But this guy, James Conner's an absolute dog. You put the football in his hand, and he's the type of running back, he cracks somebody, comes back to the huddle, and he gets daps from all his offensive linemen. That's a big boost to morale. I think the edge goes to James Conner, and it doesn't have to be close.
I agree with you. I do think Charbonnet is going to have a good game today. Justin put that out. All right, receiving core. And I want to frame it that way so we get Trey McBride into the conversation because he is an absolute stud. The Cardinals or the Seahawks? Who's got the edge?
Who's got the edge? Listen, Trey McBride is a monster. I feel you on that. But I'm going with the Seattle Seahawks receiving core. This is a little bit more well-balanced. Jackson Smith and Jigba has come along as of recently. 3 touchdowns, averaging $110 over the last 4. Now, I am looking for Tyler Lockett to kind of get going. He hasn't had that breakout game. And I know this was a few years ago, but he did put up a 200-yard game, 3-touchdown game against the Cardinals. So he knows how to play well against this interdivision rival. And we know DK Metcalf is a beast. He can take a slant 60 if he gets a chance. Just because they're more well-rounded, I'm going with the Seahawks.
Trey McBride has had a big breakout year, but to your point, Nate, JXN is here. It may have taken a little longer than Seattle would have liked. He's the best receiver on this team, and as far as the NFC West is concerned,
best receiver on the team.
He's the best receiver on his team. And as far as the NFC West is concerned, I'll take Cooper Kupp over him. I'm putting JXN slightly above Puka Nacua. Jackson is here.
In this matchup at home for the Arizona Cardinals, blitz recognition, protection's going to be a huge deal. You throw it where they come from. That guy, Trey McBride, is unbelievable. You talked about it in the intro to this segment. I love the Arizona Cardinals from the core standpoint, although Jackson Smith and Jigba's been unbelievable. Give me the Cardinals, though.
All right, the defense. I'm fascinated to get your take because it's a work in progress, and we're 3 quarters into the season for both these defenses. Both have defensive-minded head coaches. Who's got the edge?
Not a lot of familiar names when it comes to this Arizona Cardinals defense, but I am going to go with them for a couple of reasons. One, they had 20 guys with QB hits, which means they're flying all over the place. And there is one standout guy that we're familiar with, Budda Baker, and he flies around. We're talking coverage, pressures, blitzes, come off the edge, tackles for loss. I mean, he can really do it all. So for me, I'm going with the Cardinals just for the simple fact that even though they're bottom third in blitzes, they still get pressure on QB. E's?
Hey, Nate, there's X's and O's, and then there's Johnny's and Joe's.
Okay.
And the biggest Johnny or Joe that I know is Leonard Williams. And when you get a nickname like Big Cat and you win the NFC Defensive Player of the Week, I'm going to give that edge to the Seattle Seahawks. Just 2 weeks ago, he wrecked their entire game plan. Give me the Seattle Seahawks defense.
Give me the Arizona Cardinals because of that pass rush. 5 sacks and a fumble recovered in each of the past 2 games. They're here, and to Nate's point, they don't have to blitz to get to the quarterback. Sean, you make a great point. The first quarter of the season, abysmal defensively for both of these teams.
Yep.
Whoever can figure out first probably wins the NFC West.
Oh, you're right about that.
All right, we're going to pick this one later. But who you got?
I'm gonna be a little bit of a homer, not just because I played for them, because Seattle is my home. I'm going with the Seattle Seahawks in this one.
I love the way you back that up.
Yeah, keeping it real.
Just keeping it real.
That guy's been great. His defense plays awesome.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of going home, next week, Detroit.
Going to Detroit.
NFL CBS.
It's going down. What up, though, Detroit? We'll be on the road again.
The best pizza in America,
Bring an
by the
extra
way.
jacket.
I am betting another jacket, too, and it's fire, by the way.
We're going to zero in on the Bay Area next when the Bears take the field for the first time since the Thanksgiving Day debacle. That's next on Top.